A fraternal twin to the Hyundai Ioniq 5, our 2022 EV of the year, the 2023 Kia EV6 charts its path through the EV market with athletic road manners and a bold look all its own. Rear-wheel drive is standard, but all-wheel drive models are punchier and can be had with a larger battery pack with a maximum of 310 miles of driving range. Handling is eager, especially for an SUV, which makes it fun on back roads. For hot shoe drivers, this year's new GT model is the one to get, as its 576 horsepower is enough to make Stinger owners envious as it blows by them. All the while the EV6 cabin remains quiet and is spacious enough to justify its place among SUV rivals such as the Ford Mustang Mach-E, the Ioniq 5, and the Volkswagen ID.4. It's one of our favorite SUVs because its traits add up to a well-rounded electric vehicle that's easy to live with, fun to drive, and a good value. The ballistically quick GT model takes its place atop the EV6 lineup this year, complete with 576 horsepower and an adaptive suspension. A green button on the steering wheel unlocks the propulsion system's maximum potency, which we estimate will be enough to blast the EV6 to 60 miles per hour in as little as 3.2 seconds in our testing. To go along with its enhanced performance, Kia has also added Racier interior elements to the GT's cabin, including sports seats and neon green trim. Unfortunately, the additional juice needed to pump out the extra horsepower cuts the GT's driving range estimate to just 206 miles per charge, a significant drop from the maximum 310-mile range of the most efficient model. The entry-level light trim has been dropped for 2023. Making the rear-wheel drive Wind model the cheapest EV6, raising the SUV's base price by $7,100. We're charmed by the top-spec GT, but we figure most EV buyers are more interested in maximum driving range over maximum performance. For those folks, we recommend the dual-motor, all-wheel drive Wind trim level, not only because it's the most affordable way to get all-weather traction, but also because the dual motors generate a combined 320 horsepower versus the single motor's lower power output. Going with the standard 19-inch wheels also preserves driving range, and the EV6 Wind with all-wheel drive is said to be good for up to 282 miles of driving per charge. The EV6 is available with a single electric motor mounted on the rear axle that gives it rear-wheel drive, or with electric motors on both front and rear that enable all-wheel drive. While all-wheel drive models have a larger battery pack and either 320 or 576 total horsepower, the base rear drive example has a smaller battery and just 167 horses. Opting for the bigger battery boosts the rear drive EV6 total system output to 225 horses. We drove a GT Line AWD in Europe and enjoyed its satisfying acceleration, agile handling, and adjustable regenerative brake settings. At our test track, that 320 horsepower GT Line model managed a brisk 4.5 second 0 to 60 mph time. If you prioritize maximum straight-line performance, the 576 horsepower GT has you covered. In our testing, it hit 60 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds. The performance model sits at the top of the lineup and comes with enhancements such as an electronic limited slip differential, firmer chassis tuning, and adaptive suspension, and stouter brakes. The Kia EV6 offers two battery sizes, a 58.0 kWh and a 77.4 kWh pack. Obviously, the larger of those will provide a longer driving range. The smaller, standard battery has an EPA-rated range of 232 miles, the larger, long-range battery is EPA-rated at up to 310 miles. Opt for the performance-oriented GT model and the range drops to a measly 206 miles per charge, even though it comes with the larger of the two batteries. We took an all-wheel drive Wind model, which has the larger battery pack standard. On our 75 miles per hour highway fuel economy route and measured 230 miles of real-world highway driving range before the battery needed to be recharged, the most powerful GT model provided a highway range of 190 miles. Along with an operating voltage of 800, Kia says its battery can be charged from 10 to 80% in under 18 minutes when plugged into a 350 kilowatts fast charger. We tested this claim and were pleased with the result. This same setup is also said to add 70 miles in less than 5 minutes. The 11 kilowatts onboard charger is expected to refill the battery from 10 to 100% in 7 hours when hooked up to a level 2 outlet. Every single motor EV6 has a combined EPA rating of up to 117 mpg. The dual motor variant is rated at 109 mpg combined with the standard 19-inch wheels and 96 mpg combined with the optional 2OS. Go for the high-performance GT model, and the combined estimate drops to 79 mpg. For more information on the EV6 fuel economy, visit the EPA website. The EV6 design and layout are not as daring on the inside as the outside, but the configuration and features look more attractive and futuristic than any other current Kia model. Although the center console doesn't slide back and forth and there are no front seat footrests like there are on the Ioniq 5, the EV6 mixes high-tech content such as a digitized dashboard with practical elements such as a floating center console with copious storage solutions and a large bin underneath it. Other touches that stand out are the two-tone two-spoke steering wheel, the prominent start button on the center console, and the tastefully placed gold accents throughout the cockpit. The EV6 has a flat floor and a wheelbase as long as the 3-row, mid-size Kia Telluride, so passenger space is generous. There are also 28 cubic feet of cargo space behind the back seat and 54 cubes total with the rear seatbacks folded flat. There's more storage space under the front trunk too, but it's not as big as expected. The infotainment system runs through a 12-inch touchscreen that's an extension of the EV6 12.0-inch digital gauge cluster. However, the design and performance of the menu structure and navigation are unimpressive. Along with the ability to accept over-the-air updates and respond to myriad voice commands, the system includes popular features such as Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless smartphone charging, and a Wi-Fi hotspot. Additionally, the stereo can be upgraded to the available Meridian unit with 14 speakers.